So on to the next one. We got Guggie. Go play Pofke.
Yeah, I'm drafting right now.
Yep, it's
All right.
And it seems, as I said earlier, it is going to be Now You See Me in Culture Club again.
Oh,
nice.
And I will put the rest in the Discord. You can talk. Bye.
all
Bye,
right.
Guggie.
All right,
See ya.
he's gone.
And now we can make fun of Guggie. Yes.
Yep, Guggie Cam. Here we go.
Opie, you've played both of these guys. What's gonna happen?
I do think Pofke is pretty easily a favorite here. I do think Pofke's spy is a bit rusty, but his sniper is pretty much mostly on point, I would say. And it's gonna take a lot to get past that. Guggie has been actually Guggie's performance has been weird in this cup so far. He did very well against me, although I did still take that victory, but actually got kind of wrecked by Grosh. So
isn't really.
So that means he's gonna win this match.
That would be pretty crazy. That would mean everyone in the group is 1-1, I think.
That would. Well, I mean, Guggie has two losses.
Guggie's
but...
played all. Yeah, Guggie would have played all of his matches,
Yeah.
so it'd be 1-2, and then everyone else is 1-1, and so like everything would be insane. People could still pretty much anyone can still get out.
Yeah,
I believe. Is that include? No, I don't think Guggie can get out with 1-2 if everyone's at 1-1 though.
Well, if somebody else loses, if you lose another one, or if Grash loses another.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, that's the thing. I would have to lose to Grash, or Grash would have to lose to me, right?
Yeah.
So either way, one of us has 2-1.
Yep.
I wanted to mention though, you're saying that Pofke's sniper is on point, but I've drawn statistics, and during the Summer Cup, which was the last major competition where Pofke had a substantial amount of matches, there were only 2 sets where he hasn't done a sip shot, and one of them, funnily enough, against Grash, and the second against Catnip, who really wasn't performing at her best at the time. So, really, I think stepped it up quite a bit for that for Winter Cup now.
Yeah, I mean, Pofke is hard to get by even when he's pretty rusty. I got a couple spy games passed in that set you just watched, and I think I played pretty okay on the spy side. But it's always a difficulty. It's always you have to have something in mind. You have to do something a bit clever. You're not just going to be able to play a super standard game and win.
Right. Well, I got some stats on Guggie here as well. I'm not sure where this draft. I mean, obviously we've heard where the draft is going. Yeah, but I think not sure who drafted which venue sets. Because both the players have been both winning and losing on different venues in both venue sets. So quite fun.
Well, I have the draft now, so here we go.
Yes,
Guggie did Now You See Me, and Pofke did Culture Club.
I see Guggie picking Culture Club.
Oh, wait.
Well, no, it was...
No,
wait.
it says...
Oh, Guggie takes Now You See Me.
Yep, it was...
Yeah, Guggie takes Now You See Me. Honestly...
And he bans Courtyard like a monster.
Okay. No, I was misreading, yes. Banning Courtyard, indeed, an interesting one. Pofke, again, banning Pub, I think makes sense. Is kind of uncomfortable on that venue and that setup with the 3 of 7.
I was rooting for Guggie, but not anymore.
Because of the Courtyard ban?
Yes.
Oh no, poor Kletos.
Whoops. And I picked 3 of 8, the 3 of 8 Courtyard that he banned. No, he banned the regular one. Here we go.
If I were Guggie, I would have probably banned Gallery in the last competitive match that Pofke did against Sauerkraut. He went 3-1 off on Gallery. So.
Yeah, Gallery has always been one of Pofke's favorites. So it is a good ban especially if you don't feel very comfortable on it. But maybe Guggie feels like, I'm okay with Gallery. I just don't want to be playing Courtyard right now for whatever reason. There are a lot of reasons that you might just ban a venue. It's either you don't feel comfortable on it, maybe you think that your opponent is really comfortable on it, or you just think your opponent has like this. You might be comfortable on a venue, but you could also think, well, my opponent has this relative advantage to me. They're really good at this venue, so even though I'm comfortable on it, I still want to ban it out. So Guggie, taking, for whatever reason, is going to find that courtyard ban. And Gallery, what do you think the odds that we see a Smallman on Gallery from Guggie?
I don't think we're gonna get one. Purely because I've very briefly seen that Gallery was being played between Guggie and Banana Bread right before the cast. So probably that's the reason why he was cooking something up. I did not want to spoil myself, so I just left. But I don't really recall Smallman being used.
I mean, it could just be a warm up,
Very true. We'll see. He probably doesn't want to reveal all of his plans 20 minutes before casting.
That's true. That's true. So yes, we are waiting for that first game to be completed between our players. And talking about these players, Guggie has been around for quite a little while now, long enough to go through a name change, actually. But I think has definitely gotten kind of improved recently. Has gotten a lot better at the game. Just the spy side has been a bit more creative. The sniper has been more impressive than it was in the past, and that always tends to be the way of things, actually. In my experience, when I see someone that suddenly starts getting a lot better, usually it's that sniper side that's starting to just lock in and find those shots more often, because flipping just 1 or 2 games in a set can net you those wins that you really need against similarly skilled opponents. So finding that ability to be more consistent on the sniper side is how a lot of players really start making a name for themselves.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, he has also done really good on both sides in Summer Cup. Really just tearing through his group, losing to Martini in the round of 16 after you lost him to Martini even as well in the round of 24. So Martini Miracle Run just ended that. But did really well in Megalodon, getting like what, 3rd place?
Yeah, Guggie's been seen some pretty good, pretty good results overall, I would say.
Yeah. As for him, what did I draw out for recent venues? Right. So obviously good in Redwoods. Swept you in your match in Winter Cup. And got swept on Modern and Library, which both are part of this set. So I'm gonna say, even though Guggie has improved, my prediction for this set was probably gonna be like a tie party.
Ooh, interesting, a tie party. I would say that Pofke probably wins this one, but Guggie's not gonna make it easy, especially with the inclusion of both Tegan and Redwoods. Pofke tends to do better on venues where the sniper has a lot more control. So when you have those Tegan and Redwoods in there, I think Guggie's a little bit more suited as a player, just overall, to those venues. So I would not be surprised to see some advantage there. But the rest of them, Gallery, Ballroom, Library, Modern, Pofke is going to be very strong on those venues and is going to take this, I would say, 7-5.
All right. I'll throw in an additional prediction while we're waiting. I'll throw out a cheeky 6-6 between both Pofke and Guggie and the Spy and the Sniper.
Oh, wow. You're expecting 6 spy wins, huh?
I mean, seeing the last set, and also, how things tend to go after like practice. I've seen also some results of sniper challenges. I think it's possible.
Well,
right.
I would be very interested to see that many spy wins, especially if they come in a different manner than the spy wins in the last set.
Not to mention what happened in the last set.
I said I would leave it to rest, but I might subtly reference it here and there, subtly, quote unquote.
Absolutely fine. Right, so we have our first game.
I'm not salty. Oh, we do have our game. I'm seeing Pofke starting on the spy side, playing as Red Dress.
Do you you want to count us in?
Sure. I will count us in. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. You guys seen instant time ad? Yes, we are. That's always a nice little play on Gallery when you spawn out here. Usually it's not very nice to spawn out here because you just don't have access to almost anything most of the time, and if the ambassador is out there, you probably don't have a good block opportunity. So going for that instant time ad and it being green is going to be a huge help here on Gallery, especially because pacing can become such an issue.
Right. There's been not that many things happening during the time of chaos. I think like 8 or 9 people were at painting. So Master quite safe. We're just gonna take this slow. The time ads honestly works out pretty well.
That it does.
34% on the flirt. Pretty much a standard when it comes to what Pofke has been doing. One slow flirt at the start of the game. And,
yeah, that's definitely Pofke's style. Pofke does not like to do hard tells very early on. Most of the time, it's going to be that initial flirt. Most of the time, maybe a print, maybe one set of inspects. Or just some kind of setup for a bug. For example, so standing here, you could even think that this might be a bug setup, as there are some opportunities for reverse drive-bys, although with this conversation, it's not quite thick enough to fully cover our arms if we were to do that. But that's very much Pofke's MO, is to find this early start, where we're just getting some easy progress, and then going for something in that middle game, whether it be completing printer inspects, or setting up for a good hard tell. We do see an offer, it's not a pro line.
May I just say, beautiful low light on Disney. Just about, what, 6 or 7 bumps into the SDA?
Yeah, not just Disney, by the way. We have 5 lowlights in this game so far from Guggie. Playing a very fluid low-light style, a little bit behavioral looks like, and it's working out so far. We haven't low-lit the Spy, despite the fact the Spy has pretty much just stood in this conversation the entire time. I think maybe noticing that Pofke's not going to be one of the people that, if you start low-lighting people who are just standing still in conversation early on, you're going to be low-lighting Pofke a lot, I think. So Guggie understands this and is not going to be low-lighting the Spy, despite narrowing his brain down.
Yeah. Honestly, considering we've only done Seduce, that does make our remaining missions quite a bit tougher with 5 less suspects. Banana Bread's going to be very telling for how this game goes.
Yes, indeed it will be, and Pofke does, despite that time ad, need to pick up the pace just a little bit. As I mentioned, we did finish that Seduce, we did get those single inspects, but we will need to find a hard tell or, multiple fingerprints going forward here. Wow, that's a brazen bug, and it seems to have worked.
Yeah, well, that's the sort of bug where you either get it through and your position in the game really just improves, or you just get shot at the spot. And, the first one of those seemed to have happened. Pofke's still alive and well with the drink, moving away from the scene of the crime.
Taking that drink, though, does limit us a little bit, because going outside with a drink is not entirely a break of etiquette. AIs will very rarely do it themselves, but snipers, when they see that, they still like to highlight for it, because it honestly more often is just a spy who's forgotten. And Pofke has not forgotten, wants to finish off this drink before going outside for this contact, and then I imagine coming back in to finish off inspects and to finish off the game, or going to inspects first. I think this actually is smart. This way there's less walking.
It's a good play in my opinion. Definitely also gives us an opportunity to
silent game. But Guggie's watching for it, but he's on the wrong side. It's seen and shot.
Yeah. Legal right there, but that was quite a close call.
Yeah, with the animation going to the other side of where Guggie was leaning, if that had just lasted a little bit longer, if Guggie had taken any longer to make that decision, it would have been really close to being a spy win. But I think that Pofke got a little bit too overzealous there, trying to go for a silent game. When you have this bug that's basically, complete. Well, let me rephrase that actually. Maybe Pofke thinks that bug was really bad and probably is a lot of suspicion, and so instead wanted to go for some kind of cheeky play to get it through. But, we know, and Pofke will look at the replay and know in retrospect, that bug was clean. I probably could have just gone and inspect contacted and won this game. Still, not a guarantee. Guggie could have found that shot perhaps later on after the contact, but good looking out from Guggie to see that swap, to look for it despite the fact that there was no contact on the board. And Guggie starts out with the first win of the set.
Yeah, pretty good stuff. Insights. You were correct. Let's just get into the universe.
Yep, it is indeed Smallman.
Smallman, and I have no idea where this is going. We're spawning somewhere like towards the back of the venue. Book cheese? Question mark?
Perhaps. Let's see what Guggie decides to do with this Smallman pick in 3, 2, 1, playing.
Alright. And we abandon any trees and pick up a Smallman highlight.
Very dangerous. That's the big reason not to play Smallman Gallery. It's so innately suspicious that lots of snipers will just immediately highlight you for no other reason than you're Smallman, you deserve that. And it is well deserved, given the kind of shenanigans Smallman can get up to in the back. It's a lot harder to see without that highlight. So instead, pretty slow start from the Smallman, but look at this, Ambassador's outside. Something that you can use against Pofke in particular, watches bug like a hawk. But Ambassador, unfortunately, not able to get in that conversation, so doesn't stay out there for any real length of time.
Our seduction target hasn't been kind to us.
This is frustrating.
That is weird, and oh god, we're just moving around this conversation quite a bit.
I think it's going to be fine because the Ambassador was outside, so that kind of weird movement probably isn't going to be noted as clearly as if the Ambassador were inside and Pofke were zoomed in. I think if Pofke were zoomed in and saw Smallman do that, we would be in big trouble. But oh no, we can't find a spot in this conversation.
We've been at 3 different window pads in this conversation, and just moving between these pads takes like so much time. Yeah, we might have also been floor paired because we have been chasing pearls around the conversation for like quite a bit of time. Everything has really been just showcased even in an even worse light because of the highlight at the start of the game. Wasn't really sure that Pofke would have taken it, considering we did just stand at the front of the conversation, like the least suspicious Smallman ever. But precautions actually paid off.
Yeah. Well, that is unfortunate for Guggie. However, I also have a thing to ask you. Do you think there's going to be any spelling with the seduction targets or the spies? Because there have been so far.
True. Guggie has done that in the past. I mean, we've done the S for Smallman.
We have Mrs. E for RST. So we'll see if there's any patterns there, if Guggie's playing it straight in this live match here.
All right. Well, jumping into Tan.
Yes, indeed.
Pofke playing as Rocker. And let's jump into it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, not a bad character for Tan, I feel like. Rocker.
Yeah, decent bug, especially considering we're not that wide of a character, so it can really fit decently in the back. Also, able to cycle all the statues if need ever be for us to do inspect. So, quite a bit of options.
Yes, indeed, there are plenty of options here for Pofke. And the first one is, as per usual, going to be Dead Flare.
34% as well. I don't think we've really seen other percentages starting off the game when it comes to Flare from Pofke's side, like most of the time.
Yeah, Pofke's green rate is one of the lower green rates among the top players in the game. I believe it is just around 50%, which is still even slightly above average, I believe, for the community as a whole. But as you start getting to higher and higher level levels of experience, you tend to see that AT rate rise a bit. We might have been close enough for a standing bug there. I'm not 100% sure if we were or not, but we don't stick around. Maybe Pofke, you know, maybe we can assume that we were not in range since Pofke decided to just bail and go to our seduction target. We do take this blue book out though. That's gonna be interesting.
Do we think this book is going back in forever?
That's a hard one to say. I think it very. Oh wow! Look at this bug. Kind of just gifted to Pofke here with the ambassador sidling in right next to us. So hard to see where our animations are blocked very heavily by Sorry from this angle. So, you know, it's very slightly apparent that we did do that bug if you're watching 100% for it. But if you're not, that's going to be a hard one, and you might just have to assume bug for Rocker at this point, especially as the ambassador does go back there a second time. In fact, Pofke's probably pretty upset that the ambassador's come back here once again, because the likelihood that he is credited with a bug at this point is very high.
Yeah, well, you know, at least we're not alone. General has also been around, and General's bug's also pretty good, so we'll see what happens. Book is still being cooked, which makes me really just think it's going to be put back in correctly, and we have been given a lot of attention. So I'm not really a fan. Oh, never mind. We're just going to the run of thing, actually. Oh, finishing alert. Yeah, makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Bug, sorry, not bug, contact incorrect, but put back, and that's probably our plan to finish.
Yes, but the only two highlights in this conversation are, in the party are out of conversation right now for this contact.
And the red.
In particular, just got a print and center statues. We need to get moving, or there will be overtime. In fact, there is guaranteed to be overtime right now. We have to go put this back in the wrong bookshelf. Does Guggie know where this is from? No, looking for Purloin.
Never mind. No.
Wow.
Great shot.
Great shot out of Guggie.
Well, I would like to retract my prediction of 6 spy wins. We're 3-0 for Sniper. Wow. What a game. Don't see any signs of Guggie actually suspecting most of the missions. He either really remembered the bookcase correctly, or you know, maybe he just didn't show crediting bug.
I mean, that shot was confident. Guggie knew where that was from. That was just as soon as Rocker was seen at that bookcase, Guggie was on top of it. Guggie took the shot, no hesitation. I think that it's, you know, I'm just very sure that that's what Guggie had in mind. So a good memory from Guggie there, despite the bug being given away from the ambassador. I think that there was, in the end, also that bug credit just because of how often the ambassador was back there, and the fact that Pofke was sitting there for so long. But in this case, we have Guggie copying the pick on our second game of TN, and maybe we can see our first spy win, and Guggie getting a lead in the set, perhaps.
All right. You want to count us in?
Yeah, let's get it going in 3, 2, 1, play.
Right, so the mind games have begun, picking the same character and going for a time right off the bat.
I kind of like this. It's actually unfortunate that Toby comes to us because we're going to be remembered more strongly at Windows now. So if Pofke does eventually get this time ad in his head and realize that it's happened, we're going to be someone that he knows has been at Windows because of that offer at the start of the game. So a little bit of unfortunate Toby luck there for Guggie. We also have 51% on the flirt, so it's a good start.
Yeah, I think we've interacted that pretty well with... Excuse me, what is it?
There was a bug there. I don't think it was visible, but it did not take. It was a little bit worrying, though. Definitely something that Pofke could be suspicious of, I think.
Worked for both sides. I mean, Pofke could be suspicious of it, but obviously we don't have any highlight to show for it. Oh no.
Guggie's having so many problems on the spy side getting into these conversations right now, and it might cost him. It definitely cost him in the first game as he's just got shot basically for that and that alone. And in this case, we do a little bit of a circle wraparound of the conversation. And we're doing it again because we can't get in. Use your arrow keys, Guggie. I will say using the arrow keys rather than trying to use the camera and W is a way to kind of jam yourself into the conversation when otherwise it's kind of difficult to do. Assuming you're playing on keyboard and mouse. But even then, it's not always very easy, and Guggie, these really awkward paths.
Right. Well, both us and their seduction target actually had a couple of really suspect paths. I think previously Wheels, when we were attempting our bug, it just stopped in the middle of the area between the two shojis and the statue. So, really, a lot of interesting things happening with both the spy and the AI.
Yeah, and the AI going to be critical in this game because of that time ad. It's Taeyen, it's you're getting pretty frequent sim shots even without a time ad. When you add in that time ad, you really want to make sure that a lot of the AIs are in for this contact, and unfortunately one does leave, but it still only results in 2 low lights here for Pofke. One of them unfortunately being someone who had been to that center statues though.
Yeah, I think Boots was definitely the top suspect there. Quite unfortunate timing, and Guggie. Oh no, what is that?
There was a safety off onto Smallman here. Maybe tempted to shoot Smallman because in his Taeyen, and look at that! There it is! Smallman on Taeyen, people. Let's see.
Guggie's up 3-1.
Yeah. I mean, Smallman does have center inspects here. Let's not forget about this fact. Smallman with center inspects. Does he have 2 sets of prints as well? I'm trying to take a look. He might have a bug.
If he has a one previously, that explains it.
Oh no! Wow, and Smallman's been in the back. He has real contact. Is there a drink print? I'm trying to figure out if there is another print that this shot comes off for. It doesn't seem like there is, but maybe Pofke just not 100% confident, and because of the safety off already on Smallman, this last print was just too much, and Guggie, as you said, up 3-1 against Pofke. This is a very fast start for Guggie. And it would be chaos if he ends up winning this.
Is there a possibility somehow for you to lose to Grash with an exact scoreline so that you, him, Guggie are all tied with like no way to break up the tie? So we have to play like another 3 sets of SpyParty?
There are tie breaks for that sort of thing, I will say. Guggie would probably be behind in tie breaks because of the severe loss to Grash. But yes, if Guggie wins this, and then I lose to Grash, there would be a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 tie with Pofke at 2-1, I believe. Assuming, by the way, that Pofke beats Grash. So like there's some potential for chaos right now in this group, and I'm here for it.
All right.
But before we get to all of those possibilities, we have to deal with this match. Pofke now slightly down, but that's never stopped anyone. After all, Guggie actually did get a lead against me in a very similar fashion in our set, and I ended up winning that one. So comebacks are always available, always possible, and Pofke trying to start the comeback train right here on Ballroom, playing as Wheels in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Oh, wow.
That is a great bug right off the bat.
That's nasty. It's one of those chaos bugs that's actually rather common, but you just would not expect it out of Wheels, because Wheels' bug is typically rather bad, even when it's away from the sniper, the wrong way from the sniper. But there was just enough cover there that it was basically impossible to see. It's got to be credited, and how do you credit Wheels with a bug that you couldn't have seen? You kind of assume a lot of the time that if Wheels does a bug, you're going to see it.
definitely. I mean, he's a wide character. His arm goes wide out because obviously, wheels can't really lean all that much. The arm is there to compensate, and it's usually seen. I've attempted a couple of wheel bugs, and they've never gone correctly. So we watched for this.
I actually like this a lot from Pofke. We see two characters going center statues at the same time pretty early on in this game, and after this, Pofke will only need flirt and contact to win the game, right? So getting the inspects early is, I think, much better than getting them late. And the reason why is because usually you don't want this inspect highlight, you don't want this suspicion because you have more things to do. But right now you want it precisely because you don't have any more obvious things to do. And therefore, Guggie can be more confident that you didn't do anything after your inspects, after your contact, So when you already have this highlight, you kind of blend in with the crowd. And look at this, Alice, the other person who's been to center statues, is in with a double agent, but the double agent fails.
Unfortunate. This could have been quite a strong banana bread, and I don't know. We'll see what it does.
There's a fingerprint on this drink. It's going to be a silent game?
If it is, that is even more powerful. Pofke has had a tendency to go for silent games this set, and I'm not sure if that is always the correct decision, but on ballroom right now with a minute and 20 left, why not? You just need one floor.
I think it's fine, but I just liked the idea of going, like, this bug was so utterly clean, and doing the early inspects like this gives you such a good reason to just kind of have flirt and contact done and be on the sniper's radar basically the entire game, and they know, well, they haven't really done anything after their inspects, so why wouldn't I shoot them? It's just such a good way to win.
No!
Wow.
Right as we go for the like right as we right click RST bails and we do a fake contact, and there's only one person in for real.
I mean, it's not the worst thing ever, but we do need to pick up the pace again. Now we have to abandon the silent game, and this is going to be contact, rush for the final four, maybe.
Yes,
we're going
Banana bread.
probably going to have overtime as well.
No way! Wow. No way!
I'm starting this.
Do you think that maybe the print is what got us killed? Just having the print in the first place?
Either having the print, or potentially the fact that we obviously might have assumed that the first contact was fake, and then after Pofke moves into the conversation with the double agent, we fire with another one. Maybe we're just the only person who gets a new contact.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, Alice also gets a real contact after the first one because the SDA joined her. Now, in fairness, it is more spy-like for Pofke because he is the one who moved, whereas Alice just stood still in that conversation and had the DA come to her. But it's still a possibility. I think that print might have gotten us killed. I think if we just don't have that print, we just win, unless Guggie somehow, some way, credited that bug from all the way at the start. Either way, Guggie is playing like a man possessed right now. Like a goblin possessed, more accurately, I suppose.
Yeah, that was a game and a half.
Indeed, it was. Now Guggie on the spy side, playing as Salmon, and has the opportunity to suddenly be up 5-1 over Pofke, who just had a decent win. I guess let's get it going in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
This is why Group H is the group of death. Everyone and anyone can trade wins.
Yeah, I mean, but Guggie's performance in the cup so far, while played pretty well against me, still had the loss and kind of got crushed against Grosh, and then suddenly coming out swinging and more importantly, sniping against Pofke. This has been huge.
All right. Early contact.
Banana bread.
This is unusual, I would say, and this unfortunately ends up being a fake because the DA bailed right at the last second.
Wow. All right, well, we only let off 3 low lights. It's not disastrous, but it could have definitely been better.
Yeah, we do walk by the ambassador there. I think there was even some potential if we approach from a different angle that we could go for a wrong arm bug away from the sniper there. But we did not set up for that. Instead, we just walk by saying, "I have a drink. I definitely don't have a bug." This briefcase is unfortunately not breakable.
Right. Well, I mean, do we think Pofke tracked that, or are we credited with a print?
It depends. Sometimes, like I do feel like oftentimes you can just get a print credit whenever you pick up a briefcase. But if the sniper is on top of it, they should know if the briefcase is empty, is dead or alive. You know, if it has a difficult on it. It's just always a little bit tough to tell, though. It's a little bit of a risk to pick that up. Guggie nodding somewhere.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, this could be a bug, but Pofke is watching for it. Doesn't want to allow this... Oh.
The leads on camera. We've been... Maybe we're just...
We're not dead!
Are we just waiting for missions?
And the end of red.
We're not dead!
The lead was on the sniper's, like, laser.
So how do we complete now from here? We didn't get the print off the briefcase, so that's not really an option with 115 left.
I mean... Contact scope for green flirt, but even that seems kind of suspect. Alright, we're just going for the flirt here. Nothing wrong with that, but it's a white. This just makes our life even more difficult. Though General's gonna move out of the bookshelf first, so the cooldown's gonna go off, but still gonna be a pretty narrow finish.
Yeah, we do have the contacts. We just need one more mission after the flirt is completed. I wonder what it's going to be. Ooh, you don't want to be bouncing with the ambassador, but Pofke does see that that's not a bug. And the fact that we're being looked at so closely for bug already, like rather still, I think indicates that Pofke hasn't seen a bug from Sam and his crediting. So we just need that one more mission. It might be purloin here though. It's requested. Is it going to be a green? It is. It's going to go to Alice, who is a highlight, who is a suspect. Got a highlight earlier while actually we did the bug. Here comes the take. Trying to cover the fade though with our walkthrough, but Pofke's not looking for the fade anyway, and the shot comes off onto Alice. And
wow.
Wow. Guggie is a madman. It's up 5-1.
Guggie's playing out of his mind.
Guggie is just having an incredible set right now, sniping damn near perfectly. And this spy side has been clean.
I think Grash is just happy to have taken in his punches before this Guggie show.
I suppose, yeah. Before Guggie turned on the Super Saiyan, like it's like Guggie got mad after losing 10-2 to Grash, and then started to warm up against me, and it was like, all right, that was really close, but it's still a bare loss. But now Guggie is awake, and Guggie does actually have a way to get out of groups. Remember the what we talked about before in that potential tiebreak scenario. What he does, however, need a couple of things to go his way. Even winning this set, he needs Grash to beat me, and he needs Pofke to beat Grash.
Well, to be honest, all of those in theory are possible,
actually,
and
no.
Actually, no, yeah, I think
that's possible. I don't think that's possible. Never mind. I've gotten my brain wrong. I think it might not be possible for him.
I think it's possible if Grash beats both you and Pofke.
Yes, aha, that's it. That's the one. Grash can still go undefeated. If Grash goes undefeated, and there's still a way out. Then there's still a way out for Guggie. That's it.
Though for game difference, he would need to beat Pofke quite convincingly here, yes. But he is on his way of doing that, to be honest.
Yes, he is. And he would need to hope for Grash to score as many games as possible against both me and Pofke for tiebreak purposes. But again, we do need to hold our horses. As exciting as this is right in this moment, with Guggie up 5-1, it's still all theoretical. Pofke does still have the ability to come back, and we have seen Pofke play very, very strong sets in the past. and you know, this is a long time, very strong player. You won't put him away so easily every single time. Now, of course, this is Redwoods, and Pofke's not in love with Redwoods. Guggie is a lot better at it, in my opinion. So this could be where you know, this set gets locked up, though.
All right. Well, we are going into Redwoods with Pofke playing as Duke, and let's just jump right into it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And the maximum chaos option, it always was with Guggie. Guggie is the being of chaos in this community and is so close to causing lots of it here in Group H.
All right. We are just taking our time again. Casual Pofke behavior. It would be interesting if Guggie just decided to lowlight the first statue goers.
That is interesting. I think that Pofke does do starting with inspects often enough, especially if it's with a flirt, that it's kind of risky to do that. Especially on something like Redwoods, when the spy can do so many things all at once, and that mission density can really hurt you if you got the spy low lit. Like you're not often going to be you know, running into a spy that's running out of time.
Absolutely fair. But also, you know, I wouldn't really do that play. Also, just because of sometimes, you know, AI control can just shove you into statues and you don't want to back away.
Pofke is the one having some trouble with conversations there. Finally gets a flirt. 2:10 on the clock here. Only that one flirt. Very stereotypical slow start from Pofke here. But as we just mentioned, that mission density means that you can complete missions very, very quickly if you set your mind to it. The question is, can you survive?
In the end of red.
The contact, we're gonna knock out a couple of highlights.
All right, it's not the worst contact ever, but we do get highlight for it.
Yeah, highlight for the real contact, because the SDA was in with another conversation and pretty much just had the ambassador in it. So there was no one else in for real. Here's a white test behind that.
Oh, this time I had seen. Oh, we're lining up shots. We're lining up shots.
Guggie secures the draw. Guggie is walking away with 1 point against Pofke, and Pofke needs a lot, not just to hold on and not lose this set.
Wow. Well, at least Guggie isn't going pointless, because this performance, even with how these games only have been going so far, I think he deserves to get both, honestly. He just needs one more game. It can come both from Spy or Sniper, and his Sniper has really just been on point.
And when Guggie needs it, Guggie pulls out the Smallman. It's not even emergency, it's just comfort at this point. And it's on Redwoods, of course, so that means that Smallman is probably going to get a highlight pretty early on here. And given how often Smallman has been either the spy or shot here, do you think that maybe Pofke's going to be a little bit nervous about shooting Smallman in this game because of the earlier Smallman miss shot?
I mean, possible, but he could also remember the gallery game rather fondly. I think just in our psyche, we're more likely to remember successes than, you know, failures. So, given that there was both one successful and unsuccessful shot on Smallman, well, I think we're not going to rule out just shooting Smallman for whatever shenanigans happens.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll see what Guggie can do. Is this going to be an incredible 7-1, and then the games after that, you know, 7-1 clinch of the set? Or is Pofke going to try to hold on for a draw in 3, 2, 1, playing it? This, if, you know, I mean, almost assuming Guggie wins at this point, right? It's so hard to win 5 games in a row, although Guggie has done very near that himself. But, like, assuming Guggie wins this might be one of the most chaotic groups I've ever seen in any cup. Usually, it's at least a little bit more defined than this.
I can tell you, I've not been around for obviously as long as many of the people in this community, but for the 3 cups that I've been in, definitely by far the most chaotic group. Usually there's some sort of a front runner that doesn't lose a game,
or 2 front runners,
Yeah, or 2. That is very correct.
So we have cheats to delegate, by the way. I would like to point this out, and we're now getting some inspects.
We are getting inspects. We are going
for a green microfilm as well. Guggie's just throwing everything at the wall right now. Here comes. The moment of truth a little bit, in a bit of a sense. There it goes. Does Pofke know? I think he might. I think he's looking for us. Oh, look at the highlight there, though, at the very least. We have just been put inside the ambassador, not even of our own free will at this point.
Why, I would have been really just tempted to bug there. Yeah, I mean, you're honestly already inside of Amba.
Yeah.
Don't agree with that decision as much, but,
the question is, did we ever get our first statue, is it? Because we were kind of off screen for a while. I mean, we were slightly visible on occasion, but we're so short. And there was a lot of attention to the left side with the ambassador over there, and, everyone at the bar. If we just do, flirt contact here, do we even die?
I don't think so. I think we just chase this flirt down and go to blue bookcase. Hope we don't get seen for the second animation, and that's it.
Surely we can't go to bookcase here. Yeah, we're gonna go to side statue, so we still keep the potential for not being credited with full inspects here. We get low lit!
Wow, for going for the second single inspect, that is crazy.
I don't think we got seen at our first set of inspects. We got low lit.
Definitely not. We're just gonna go for this, and it's not gonna be seen. We're low in the back of redwoods. We fit in with the trees. That is. I think this might be the set.
And this scoreline might start to get egregious as well. If Guggie keeps playing like this, that would be huge for any potential tiebreak opportunities in the future.
Oh my god! I think we're panicked that that was a highlight instead of a low light.
Yeah, but we need to get this mission done. Please don't time out, Guggie. Not what we were on screen. We were on screen for that pad miss. We're still a low light, so I think it wasn't visible. I think something else was being paid attention to. But that could have been tragic. But I think, despite it all, Guggie with the low light on Smallman, with 2 hard tells and full inspects and a silent game on Redwoods, clinches 7-1 over Pofke.
Wow, I don't think Pofke will ever low-light Smallman again.
Oh, you should never do it against Guggie unless you know 100% that it's not. And in this case, 100% it was indeed not. Oh my. Wow, and we still have 4 games left to play, but Guggie, what an absolute demolishing that we've been seeing. And at this point now Guggie starts to get it in his head that maybe a path out of groups isn't impossible, right? Maybe this is possible, and if it's possible, you need every single game because of that 10-2 loss versus Grash. You need to make up for that. And so Guggie,
yeah, definitely.
Guggie is not going to let up here. Guggie is not going to let up the gas, because this is the way out, by getting as many tie break points as possible. We're on to library. Guggie sniping has been ironclad so far, and it's library, so it's going to be difficult for Pofke, but I think Pofke needs to find something to break out of this absolute just destruction that Guggie has laid upon him. We'll see if there's anything that can be done in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
All right. Well, Kane is definitely a pick where we're expected to do something. Wink, wink, bug, bug.
Yes, yes, indeed. Bug is pretty powerful on this character, but you still can't quite neglect, setting up a good one. But Pofke tends to be pretty good at setting up pretty good bugs, I would say. We don't get to be a top player without being able to set up good bugs, but good bugs might not be enough right now against how Guggie's playing.
Well, previously we've seen the good bug on wheels. That didn't go unshot for, so even though it probably wasn't seen. So
fingerprint early on for Pofke. Do we just slam this book back in and try to see if we weren't seen after the books? I think we could have, and we could have gotten away with that, but it still might not be noted that we have a fingerprint.
Probably, we were one of the only people who were really just visible and picking out, so good thing that we weren't doing any microphone cheese. Just go for this flirt.
Yep. Once again, pretty standard Pofke, early print, early side inspect, something like that, getting flirt, setting up for a hard tell. Very, very common stuff from Pofke.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm quite
Is this just
happy.
Going brazenly for a second fingerprint here? No, this is not fingerprintable. Never mind.
We're in the ball. Maybe I would like to see waiting for Guggie to pan away with his sniper and just moving to middle statues to finish the inspect, but I don't think that's possible anymore. We could maybe stealthily do it. Alright, we're at least going to be finishing this flirt up.
Yeah, flirt's done, 2 minutes early on the clock. We do have a decent amount of progress on soft tells. Of course, library is one of those venues. It's 5-8. You need a hard tell somewhere. It's guaranteed that the spy must complete one. So you have to choose, you have to find your best option. No ideas for a bug there, that just never takes, so good on Pofke for knowing that.
Right. Well,
it very well could be just a... If there's a printable statue, printable statues are well known for being able to be 3 missions at once. If you manage to find one, and you have half inspects, half fingerprints already. So...
yeah. Inspect, fingerprint, swap, and have a contact prior to the inspect. Definitely could be a strong finish. I would like to build up a couple more inspect highlights though before doing such a thing.
This one's the printable one, and I think it's been cooking for a while. That's why I thought the other one was printable so long ago. This is that 3 missions in 1 statue that I was mentioning earlier. We don't go for the swap. We don't have context yet, so we can't have gone for the finish right there with a swap, I suppose. So Pofke bails on that idea for the time being.
Pilot, I don't really like where this is going, considering contact is still a mission that needs to be done, and if we get it as a white,
we might be going for a bug here. Taft is faster than us, but he stops. We were trying to path alongside Taft, and given that he is faster, he would eventually catch up. We could go for a bug. I think that what was in Pofke's head there, but Taft instead just pathing to the yellow bookcases, kind of making it difficult for us right now. We need to find something. We might try it. It might just have to be a purloin, but we have a book in hand. We're gonna take it out.
If this is a white contact, I think we might just die.
It's possible.
I think
30 seconds left. Pofke needs to move. White test contact. A few people
white
in.
And the end of red.
What's the reaction?
Right, so we're just taking our safe low lights. Nothing neat.
Is Pofke on timeout? We have to go slam this, but how do we get away with this slam? I don't think we do. We're just a highlight. We're going to green. We're going to go and stand in this conversation to try to get Guggie to look away, and we're going to go slam right at the end, but the shot is going to come off anyway. Guggie. Oh my goodness.
8-1. That is a lead.
8-1.
Poof.
And Guggie, at this point, I said he wasn't going to take his foot off the gas, and I guess this is how Guggie keeps his foot on the gas, is by picking Smallman again.
I approve of this. Previously in my game with the beanie, I pressed the emergency Smallman button 4 times. Guggie has now, I think, caught up.
Oh my goodness, this is a lot. This is so much chaos at this point. I'm so excited for the rest of this group to shake out. You know, things could have looked pretty locked up today, right? You know, things could have looked a lot differently. But now anything is possible. With 2 matches left to go in the group, literally anyone can get out. Let's see what Guggie can do to increase those chances in 3, 2, 1, playing.
Right, I don't think we'll be seeing a Smallman low light. Maybe even some high light.
I don't think so either. Oh my.
There it is.
Even on library. Even on library. Library
doesn't matter.
Not a Smallman venue in the slightest, and yet we still have the automatic Smallman highlight.
We're making sure not to pan out while the ambassador is still at bookshelf to make sure Smallman doesn't bug while we're looking away. I think that's how much we're just paranoid at this point, and with good reason.
Difficult fingerprint off the briefcase. It's not going to take, unfortunately, so we're probably going to get credited with a fingerprint there without actually having access to it. I don't love our spot right now. You know, getting the highlight for being Smallman is never a good feeling. And then now you have no progress, even though it seems like you have progress. Oh, that's a bug, and that's definitely a shot. Pofke was right for that one. Okay, hold your horses. Pofke is back. We've got a sniper win. It was a library sniper win, mind you, but we do have Pofke scoring a point.
Now, before we do anything else, do you think we're going to be getting the 5th Smallman?
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. I really wouldn't.
You know, he's 2-2. He has to try and go for broke and be positive on Smallman. All right, but you know, first we do have a Pofke game as Spy on Modern, trying to mitigate some more of this damage, which sniping a game definitely can boost your confidence if it's the first game that you win.
And Pofke really needs to be wary of these points as well, right? If Pofke can, I believe, guarantee a spot out of groups at this point with a win against Grosh. So it's not quite as critical for Pofke to win these tiebreaker games as it is for Guggie, because that is his only route out of groups. But in the case where these do come down to these kind of tie breaks, Pofke's going to need every game possible. So it's less important because of that ability to confirm a spot out of groups, but it's still going to be critical. So let's see what Pofke can do in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Going for sick. Was there a possibility for like a bug while we were going there, or is the path too quick? While we were moving towards bar, I'm not even sure. No bar lights. Pofke did luck out there. Maybe it's just research. Not sure what Guggie's sniper style on Modern is.
Yeah, looks like no early lights for anything in particular right now. We actually see what might be a twin light, and that's about it. And we do see Toby being a highlight. Some people do like to use that to track something, as there are 3 light levels that you can put on Toby. You can do the same thing with Damon. So there are absolutely like you can use that to track certain things, and it might be very, very useful for memory in particular. What you can encode in 2 bits, or not bits, I guess they can be in 3 states. My point is, there's not too much information to encode there, but there's definitely sometimes something. For example, you can track prints on bar with highlights on Toby. If full print, highlight, half print, difficult print, neutral light, low light is for no prints. So that is a possibility for things to do with Toby lights, but for the time being, let's get back to the actual game rather than potentially what Guggie might be doing with the highlight on Toby. We have 57% flirt, and we just really haven't really changed anything up. Oh, it's a white test
Oh,
microfilm. I don't love this timing, and Guggie just shoots it. Won 6 sniper games. Just completely sniper swept.
Yeah, absolutely. Spy was strong. Sniper was better.
Hard to beat someone when they win all 6 sniper games. In fact, impossible to beat someone. In that case, you can only draw. But Guggie has also been playing lights out Spy, so super impressive so far. And if this is a win here, that would match the loss that Guggie suffered against Garage, and that would even things out a lot more in terms of tiebreak points. So this game is very kind of pivotal. Not I wouldn't say this individual game, but the fact that this scoreline is this drastic. Whew. Let's see what Guggie can do. If it's going to end up being, wiping out that loss against Garage in a big way, or if it's going to just mostly get rid of it with the 9-3 and 3, 2, 1 playing it. And for the final game, you know who it is. It's Queen plus General.
Yeah, a bit of reverse action with those two, but no Smallman. I'm surprised.
Not again, unfortunately.
Does Smallman get a low light for this statue veil, though?
No, it gets a highlight. It's a highlight for it. Because of course, you never. Of course, you think Pofke would low light Smallman now?
Definitely not. I've been saying that, but just it is possible that Guggie would not go for a statue veil so early.
I think that's also a little bit more suspicious than it is unsuspicious because of the potential for flirt. So
that is true.
We do have our first microfilm done at Red Books. That's a pretty good one to get it by at. We did have the cover from Queen. We might get flirt paired, admittedly. We have been pretty aggressive about joining her wherever she is, and she does walk away immediately as we start talking. We're getting flirt progress despite the fact that she's playing a bit hard to get right now.
Absolutely, and alright, well, there is some potential with her having also gone to bar. We could maybe go finish up our microfilm, considering how busy this left side of the venue is. Maybe it doesn't go so noticed. And who knows, maybe we can even pretend to be delegated. There are many fun ways to finish this.
93% on our on our most recent flirt because the Queen did not join us. This is not quite close enough for a standing bug, but some opportunity for a wrong arm bug when we walk past the ambassador here. It would be a good angle for it if we went towards like the glass here on Modern. Yeah, and that's what we go for. But it's visible and the shot does come off. I think in this instance, the strategy here, I believe, is probably to trigger the bug before you start moving, and then so you don't get snapback at the end where it's visible. However, that is also visible at the start of the bug. It might be a little bit less so. It's hard to say, but Pofke is able to suss it out. One last thing we could do, I think, is to, instead of walking towards the outside like front conversation, we walk towards this couch, this this conversation circle in the back, and go for maybe a second book. That way, we are much more covered in terms of our pathing. But wow, right. What an incredible set from Guggie.
Dang, he really did a good job there, yeah.
Welcome back.
Hello.
He was all right, you know. He was okay. So only 4 Smallman picks? Come on.
It's true.
Now we have Chaos in Group H, and if you'd like to keep up with that chaos, I would say keep up with the Discord. Discord.gg/SpyParty. We have a match scheduling channel in there where players will often post when and what, who's playing and when, so you can go watch them live yourself even when they are not being casted. Or you can, just check out the challenge page over at challenge.com/SpyParty Winter Cup 2023. You can also go just look at results there. That is completely unspoilered though for all groups, so I would, be aware of that fact in case you were worried about spoilers. And this game, if you're, if you stumbled upon it, and are wondering what's going on, this is called SpyParty. And sometimes doesn't involve as much chaos as we've had this cast. But if you're interested in both the non-chaos and chaos versions of the game, you can buy it over at SpyParty.com or on Steam. Once again, if you'd like to join the competitive community, which you can join a tournament right now. It's called the Penguin Pool for those who did not get to sign up for Winter Cup, or indeed are knocked out of Winter Cup. To get some more competitive matches in, you may sign up for that right now. Those are open. It'll be starting pretty soon. So if you're new and you're interested, that's where all of the information is. That's where everything is. And other than that, thank you everyone for making this cast a possibility. I think it was really cool. Kletos for hosting, Guggie and Lavanuk for casting. Lavanuk for casting both matches, and of course Guggie for playing, and Pofke for playing, of course, as well.
And you for playing.
Yes, but thanking myself seems a little bit gauche.
Obviously.
One more thing though, we do, even if you can't even wait for Penguin Pool and you want to jump into competitive SpyParty right this second, we have a ranked Swiss event going on in about 5 minutes from now at 3 p.m. All you have to do is join lobby. There will be a room set up for the Swiss. You join, you express your interest in playing, and then you'll just be given matchups. You get 8 games against each player, 4 rounds. And it's a very fun time to interact with the community, to have those, pretty, nice competitive style matches. So if you are interested in that, that is happening very, very soon after this cast. And I think that is everything. Again, thank you so much to everyone. Thank you, everyone else here for watching. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.